A nationwide protest began on August 1st, 2024. Many citizens took to the streets to express their grievances at the government. However, today in the streets of Lagos, there are no protesters. We want to speak with these people to find out what the impact of the protest has been from the 1st of August up until this day, and whether they'll be going back to the streets for protest if the demands of the people is not being met despite the president's speech. It's Street Smart on Union Television, and we'll be speaking to Nigerians to know if they were part of the protest, why they protested, and if they weren't part of the protest, why they didn't see the need to protest. We're going right into the streets to talk Nigerians and know what their responses are. Come with me.
No, actually, I didn't go for the protest.
No, I did not.
Is it this one or last one?
No. I did not protest.
Well, I did and I did not.
Offline, no. Online, yes.
If I say I did, I'm in the spirit, I'm with them, but I did not physically.
Of course, I did, but in a little while, the first day, then I didn't go out again.
Actually, I didn't protest. And then, why? It's because, everybody just have the phobia of like, oh, they are going to throw bomb, they are going to, like the police, they are going to shoot, so some kind of stuff like that, sha. That's why I didn't go to protest.
No, I did not protest. But to me, the protest, to me, I don't think I want to go that far. But in a way, I think it's right that people have to protest to let the government hear their cry on their knees, to reduce the food, to reduce the fuel and electricity should be stable.
I didn't protest this one because last one was fake. I did last one. I almost died in Lekki Toll Gate. At Lekki Toll Gate, I mean. The day after, I was there. So the other time, we just moved around. By my friends, we drove down from the toll gate down to Iju. So on our way home, the next day we find out they are killing them in the night. So it's nothing. You protest as a youth in Nigeria is somehow stupid because you're always wasting you wasted your birthright. Everything is for sale. Our Nigerian governments like this, they own us, own our life, own what we want to do tomorrow. Tomorrow is not starting for us. When I was in school, we claimed to be a doctor, lawyer, and everything, but now self-employed, everybody. So what's so special about being a Nigerian?
I don't think it's the best way for us here in Lagos to protest. That is why it's not like I don't feel the pain or something else. No, because I think that is not the option. That is why I do. But in fact, at least I would like the governor to feel our pain and to show concern to. But I don't go for protest.
The protest is, though it is something to view the minds of Nigerians, but it's not something good to write home about because most of the things we look up to from our leaders, from the governance of this very nation of ours, is not coming to expectation. And that alone has actually debarred me from joining the crew of people that are in for the protest.
Because I actually believe that the government are deceiving us. They know what they are doing. They are only weakening the masses. So I don't think we should protest it based on what they've done for us during the NSAS time. So all we just need to do that, we should all come out. There's nobody sitting at home. It's like we've all not suffered. If we all have suffered, we'll know the next thing to do. We'll fight for ourselves.
I feel like if this country is going to change, it's going to start from individuals. If we're waiting for the government to solve the problem of this country, it's not going to work. Because the government, I still feel like they have their own issues, and the current issue of this country right now is not their own problem. Do you understand? So I feel like if the youth and if the citizens of this country want a change should begin with them.
I think there's need for dialogue between the government and the protesters, and thank God there's been a kind of a peaceful environment, especially here in Lagos. So, and as a personal thing, I didn't come out to protest.
So why didn't you protest?
Actually, I'm very busy. I'm working, and actually, the protest is a good thing so that
to let the government know what Nigerians are going through. I didn't protest.
Because I feel like it's not necessary anymore. Actions speak louder than voice. We've already talked to them and we've demanded what we need. And then when president came out and what he analyzes is not correlating with what we are expected. And then, but there's one point I would urge people to do is that instead of holding our president responsible, why not go to our state governors and all our leaders by asking them what are the things they use the money that allocated to them to do. Then if you can find out the reality from them, if our governors can come out and tell us what they use the money to do, then we can know this is what we need to do.
If you look at the situation of these things in this country, we need to be careful, not just careful alone. We need to have patience because, like me, I'm a student. We all are facing this kind of situations everywhere. Even we as a student, we are facing the difficulties. So we have to have a bit of patience. So this and our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu promised us that when he has attained the office of the president, he promised us that he's going to restructure the country within 1 year. Because I'm not saying that he fulfilled the promise, but 1 year we can't give him the assurance. So we have to get patient. So the country will move forward. So I didn't protest. So I just stay indoor and I'm going back to school like this. So to go and read because we are starting exam on Monday, next week Monday. So I didn't protest.
I protest because I have a 2 kid and there's no money to pay for part time. So I protest. Is it on Thursday? So I protest.
Protest from now till next 3 years. Nothing's gonna happen. They will kill us again. So what's the essence? I want to live. I've not eaten life in my life. I want to chop my life. The least one I have, let me use it. So you protesting now is just like you wasting your time. Why don't go ahead, do something meaningful with your life and earn some money that can feed you and your family? Because protesting in Nigeria now is nothing. They will soon kill you on top of your right. So why protest?
Why won't I protest? The problem we've had in Nigeria over time has been the issue of, it's a Nigerian problem in the sense that every average Nigerian citizen, as far as something bad that is happening doesn't concern them, everybody tends to look elsewhere. But currently, the government has shown sign of, will I call it a lackadaisical attitude, or an attitude that they are not even pretending to show that they want to serve the masses. They are not pretending. All their body language, their spending habits has shown that. The luxury, the fleets of cars. If the president comes to Lagos State now, you'll be counting nothing less than 60 convoys. They are following. For what use? And the presidential jet, the 21 billion to complete, not to build from scratch a vice presidential villa. So these things have shown, and it's high time. In fact, if you ask me, Nigeria should have should have protested since last year, because there have been signs this government is not willing to serve the people. So there is, in fact, if possible, every of us like this, we should come and block the road, because this government, they are not even till now, they are not showing signs. Because if you look at the presidential address on Sunday, like somebody summarized it in the sense that the person said, okay, I have heard you. Number 2, I am working. Number 3, go and wait. Number 4, I have removed subsidy. There's nothing you can do about it. Like he didn't even address the things. Downsizing, Kenya is an example. The president of Kenya, William Ruto, has downsized the size of his cabinet. Like, in fact, they've saved over 130 billion in their currency since he downsized his government. So, and they've been able to pass national anthem in the house so quick. They want to buy car so quick. They pass these bills so quick. But when it comes to the masses, it's very slow. They'll tell you it's not easy.
Actually, I felt like, I should protest, like, because normal, what we are protesting for is for the benefit of everybody, every citizens, and then it's normal. It shouldn't be anyone left. Like, everybody should go out and say, okay, this is what we want. This is what we want. Actually, but like everyone is just scared, like, oh, I don't want to go out to protest, I don't want to do this because of, well, maybe because of what we are hearing or past experience that what happened then in NSAS, then maybe it's going to happen again, that they are going to shoot everybody or something like that.
There was no protest today, but do you think the protest is still going to continue?
Okay, there's no protest today because this is the, how will I call it? This is the power wing of the president, because we know he has been in control of this state for the past 25 years, be him governor or not. So, and the focus has been on Lagos State, but they failed because the focus should have been on Abuja. The protest is going on in Abuja now, and in Edo, in Delta State, in Port Harcourt, and every other northern states, which the protest will go on. Whether will, if the protest does not go on, it will still happen again if they don't change this their attitude of governance, because there's a currently there's a state capture, and that is what they are trying to do. They want to silence the masses. Don't protest, don't protest. The attitude they put, the enthusiasm they put into win the masses not protesting, if they have put it into governance, they would have seen results. They just want to clamp down the voice of the masses. They want to silence the masses. They want to change the masses. They don't even want us to do anything. They just want to tell us something and we accept it like that. The way the people are protesting, they feel insulted. They feel insulted, like how dare the masses protest or speak against them, because they see themselves as our masters, not as our servants. That's just the way it is. State capture. The judiciary cannot speak against him. The House of Assembly cannot speak against the president. The House of Rep cannot speak. It's just state capture. State capture. Everybody do as I say. That's what we are currently experiencing in this country. Not democracy. You are not operating democracy. There's just a thin line between this administration and the military regime. There's a very thin line.
What do you think about the protest?
Well, I just don't believe that the real changes are not being affected through protest. Let's be sincere with each other. No matter what we do from now till tomorrow, whatever changes, whatever evolution will come around, it will not be through protest. So I don't actually believe in it. And at the end of the day, you realize that this protests in most African countries are just machineries for politicians to, tackle each other, go against each other. They are always backed by someone powerful. You get it? Because when you look at it, people going out to protest, at the end of the protest, they have someone tipping them something. So where is that money coming from? Okay, so I believe that everything is just, it's not the way it should be. So I don't believe in it.
The leaders should hear what the people have to say. And in every country, people protest. So it's the right of every Nigerian to protest. And the way things are done in UK, I just came for holiday, but things are so expensive. Things are very costly. So I believe that the government should make things work well and for better and meet the needs of the people. Because people are really hungry. Even me that came, I spent a lot on transportation, food. Things are just too much expensive. Even the cost of transportation is high. So there should be a way for government to sort things out and let things get better and done. So I plead to the Nigerian President Tinubu to listen to the people's cry and try and improve things in this country.
A lot of people that did not like the president in the first place. Maybe that this particular Lagos state, this is a state whereby the elected president lost at his home ground, which means they are not ready for his agenda in the first place. So it is possible for them to come out and do the protest, and in depth in their mind they know that their protest will not give them what they want. So they believe that the bringing out the protest will damage his name or spoil his name or spoil his agenda. So that is what I see. A lot of people are not happy with his response to the protest. A lot of people are not happy, but whosoever that understand him before he is elected will know the kind of person he is. Then we stay and send his prayer to him and be waiting for the result.
Somebody like me, I'm there's something we call elderly person, one. Then there's something called senior citizen, two. Senior citizens should not encourage the younger ones to do anything bad. Even we know that the economy of Nigeria, right from time, has crashed down already. So the only thing is that anything we see, we can advise our government to do so that we can upgrade the level of upgrade our economic level. Is what we should think about now. Then number two is that people rely so much on education. That is academic. I that I'm talking to you now, I'm a metallurgical material engineer. You understand? That is at BSc level. Then at MSc level, I did 2 masters, structural construction, then system engineer. You understand? I'm still upgrading, not minding my age. Learning is from cradle to grave. But notwithstanding, you learn a skill now. As things, et mutat, et mutapos. That is, when time change, things change. As things is changing, you equally change with time, because the law and the rules or the principle that govern this physical world is dynamic. So you change so that the changes, either in economy or all those things, will not affect you. But most people rely on education, academics, this thing that you see, that's a failure. Then two, when you look on the side of religion are harvesters. They have equally failed. Like when you go to churches now, it's they will be teaching what is called what do they call it? How to make money, become big, and you see most of these pastors, this and that. They are the one who are the problem of this Nigeria. You will preach prosperity. Prosperity for people who are jobless. You don't teach them skill, how to acquire skill acquisition, all those things, which is necessary, so that they can fend for themselves, earn living for themselves. So all those things constitute problem here. Righteousness is no longer in thing as far as religion is concerned. So religion has failed equally.
What do you think about the protest?
What I think about protest is that what they are doing is right, because we need more of this. What is happening in the country terribly is very, very bad. Look at the fuel subsidy. They say they remove. They not remove it. They are still giving themselves the subsidy. How can we buy fuel for 670 naira? Something that God gave us free of chance. We have the crude. It's free. God gave us free, and we are buying it. So, and look at food now is no more for poor men. There's no more poor man food. But now, somebody in those days, I remember that someone will be hungry and knock your door and you give the person food. But now nobody can come and knock your door that you give the person food again. Because in my house, we eat 10,000 per day just a day. So calculate what we are spending in a month. We are spending up to 300,000 just for food in a month. So how can we build house? How can we buy cars? How can we do other things? Well, how can we even send the children to school? So what the government is doing, and they are wicked. In particular, the Senate President Akpabio is saying that we should go and protesting that he'll be in his house eating. Look at how wicked they are. The government, they are very, very wicked, and they are selfish. So I'm in support of the protest, though physically I have not attended it, but I'm going to attend very soon. I'm going to do that.
So do you think this protest that started on the 1st of August was backed by someone?
Well, I wouldn't say it was backed by someone, but I can, to an extent, I can give you the assurance that there are mighty people behind those things. Mighty people. They might not be politicians, but I know that there are mighty people behind them. Because to start a protest in Nigeria is not something a layman, like an average person, can just. Because an average person, you should have things in your head. You should have responsibilities. You should have bills chasing you out of the house. You get. So you just don't think of protest. You think of how to feed your family. You think of how to be a better person. That's what a layman should be thinking of, not protest. I mean, there are better ways to make changes in the country than hey.
If the leaders are not doing what we expect, do you think we should hold them accountable or just let them go?
Like you rightfully said, If the head is good, every other body part will as well be good. The head, our leaders, they need to be what? Enlightened. They need to be enlightened. Their board members and every other associations surrounding them should be what? Enlightened. With this, the country will move forward.
When you say fight for ourselves, what do you mean?
Yes, we all come out. We all the masses will come out and fight the government. For instance, you cannot give your child 500 naira to eat, and if it's outside country you can have $1 and you're going to be okay. Our money are meaningless, so all these are not okay. To me, I believe we all need to come out. And why don't come out? Because I believe we are only deceiving ourselves. They know exactly what they want to do.
As religion has failed, and religion governs, religion talks about God, and God is the one that brings things together to make good things to happen. So when religion is now taking falsity, pastors, ministers of God become wolf in sheepskin. So all those things, that's failure, is that area. Equally Muslim, all this jihadism, this thing which is not meant for this century. Century is progressing, people are progressing, but look at all this Boko Haram, all this thing down. So you see, religion matter is another crash. It's a trash. So people should look for God and forsake and abandon religion. Even what's the main aim of religion? Religion is to lead man to God. Religion is not the in thing. God is the ultimate. So look for God and see God and know the true God. Worship the true God. That's it.
How do we now hold these leaders accountable if we don't speak our minds?
It is one thing to speak our mind, and it is another thing for our federal government to do what? To put things into action.
So because they are not listening, is it okay for us to stop talking?
No, like they do say that a closed mouth is a closed destiny. We will never relent. It is time for fraternity. We need to keep on agitating, keep on pressing forward for the betterment of everybody in the nation.
Yeah, so Nigerians are protesting because the living condition is very harsh presently, and a couple of people are already traveling out. But then if everybody leaves the country, who's going to fix it? What do you think?
I think Nigerians better make things work out well, so people will not be running away. Because a lot of people are outside the country. People like me, if things are better in this country, I won't be out of the country. Even if there's light, there's electricity, these are the most important thing. People like me will be happy to come and stay and look for something to do here.
Yes, but if everybody leaves and then nobody is trying to get things solved, how do we now effect the change? How do we make Nigeria better? Because we need people to stand for what is right and then get them to do.
We need to all come together in unity and peace and fight for what we can get instead of leaving the country. That would be another thing I'll say. We have to fight until the government hears our cry.
And then protest is one of the mediums we are using to fight, but then it seemed like a lot of people were not coming out.
Well, probably people are scared. Like now, when I was in UK, once the answers, it was scary. I don't blame people. Anything could turn bloodly. Like the security forces, why they will start shooting is what I don't know. People are human beings. They should not even be shooting when it comes to people to protest. It's people's right to protest. Over there, when people protest, they can't just fight people. People have the right to protest, but when they're doing shooting or they're killing people, it's not right. People have the right to protest and share their mind out, not spraying tear gas. I'm against it.
Don't you think that these people have been struggling to feed their families, pay bills, but they are not making ends meet in the end?
So let's be practical with each other, right? I like to be pragmatic. Okay, so you are. Let me use myself for an example. I'm trying to feed my family, trying to make ends meet. While I was at home, I was actually struggling to do that. So why being in that protest? Will it change? Will anything come out of it? No. So why not just keep doing that little thing you are doing to feed your family, and then be consistent with it, and probably try to find better ways to do that than leaving your responsibility at home, then going out to just endanger yourself. I mean,
I like to get it clearly. You said we need to all come out, like coming out in mass to protest.
As in a serious one. It doesn't have to be riots. A peaceful protest. whereby everybody will come out. The banks will be shut down, the hospitals will be closed, everywhere will be closed. Let everybody come out. Let them see what we are fighting for. In a situation where you're coming to protest and they're throwing tear gas, that's not a protest. So they know exactly what they are doing for us. They should stop suffering us. Nigeria are suffering and smiling. If you go to general hospital, thousands of people are dying due to lack of attention from the government. You can't tell me that you're going to general hospital and you are taking 5,000. My dear, you are going to die. Are we in what's it called, a democratic regime, or we are doing a military regime? Because anything that has to do with protest, I don't think the military needs to come out. But any little protest, you bring down the military. So are we in a military government, or a civilian government?
Yeah, so if we're talking about the religion failing, what about the government that the people voted in?
Yeah, really. Government failure doesn't start from today. And you know, if we are God conscious, that's where I'm pointing. If we are God conscious, you see all these government you are saying, they are, most of them, all these people in at helm of affairs, most of them are godless people. Yes, I'm viewing from point of godliness. That's where I'm talking, not religion. Most of them are religionists, Muslim, Christian, this is that. They profess to know God, but they are godless. We know that they only know religion. They key into religion and use religion as a facet to acquire their wit end, but they are godless. Most of them are in secret society, occult society, hidden society, doing nefarious and inimical activities.
But you said you didn't join the protest because they are not paying attention, and then if we want to press forward, if other people begin to pull out because they are not paying attention, how then do we get the change we desire?
Nothing remains the change. Like they always say, change is the only permanent thing. We keep on pressurizing. We keep on pressurizing because a closed mouth is a closed destiny.
Yes, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. And protest is a way that people decided to come out to say, we are telling the government that we are no longer comfortable with their administration style. But then, if people see that the government are not doing what they want, or they are not implementing any change, and then they decide to pull away, like some people are already doing, how then do you think that the government will now do the right thing when the people are no longer talking, or it's looking like they are now comfortable with it? Because like you said, you're no longer protesting.
Like you rightfully said, you see, the situation of things in this country, we have to commit everything to God's hand. That is the only thing I needed to say.
I'm not saying the government are not the problem. All I'm saying is that if the citizens of Nigeria want a change that they crave for, it should start with them. Because individually, the government are doing their own, people are doing their own, people are doing private wickedness, government they do their own. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So if there's a change that everybody wants in this country, it should begin with them. It should start with first showing love to that your neighbor that have not seen food to eat today. It should start with you. That's what I feel.
How do you think people can check the government that they voted in?
That's why I said religion institution who's supposed to lead man to God has failed. So since they have failed, even when you see them, even those who the religion should have caution, preach against bad leadership, really, they are the one who are praying for them. Look at one of them who was prophesying today, these days, that this Tinubu will not enter, this will not enter. It's a celestial man calling himself. What did they call it? I will mention his name.
And yeah, I know, but what I'm asking is, now that
What I'm saying first, you know, he prophesy before you know it change. You get it. Man is looking for belly, not for God. So God consciousness is what we should have now. That is what will lead us to what? To peace and freedom. Then you see, so since religion, the government now, what we are talking about, religion build government. You understand? They build people at the helm of affairs. They are attached to one religion or another. See, they are not teaching them the truth. How can they manifest the truth? When they go there now, when you see all the younger ones now, when you ask them, what are you going to do in your future? They say, I want to be a politician. They say, why? They kill themselves, they do this, they do that. They say, no, I want to be a politician. that is an avenue for me to what? To make money. Which money are they going to make there? They want to dupe, to embezzle. You understand? These are not God-fearing people. So they are God-fearing. When somebody is not God-fearing people, what can he do? When God is not there, it's not there. I'm a God-conscious somebody. What I will not lie for myself, I will not do to you. For example, now I see a woman now, I say, oh, I like this woman, I want to marry her. Unless the woman derail and do what, even according to this institution of the word of God, that nobody can leave a woman unless for bad character or do this, do that. That's when. When you talk, what is greater than the utterer? Man will die, but his word lives forever. So these are the people who will say they will do this, they will do that. They are not covenant keeping people. So because they are godless. So what do you expect from godless people?
If the protest is not a way of making the voice of the people known or making the government hear the people, how then do you think the people can check the government?
Okay, so I always believe in the power of public forum. You get public opinion. In most African countries, we don't actually freedom of the press and all of that. We are not strong enough to do all of that. But then I believe that definitely one day we'll get there. So public opinion says a lot. I mean, it does a lot. So we educated. Most of us are educated in this country. We just need to come together. How can we move forward? How? Let's sit down at a round table. Let us talk to each other like adults. I know that at some point, some people will be headstrong. They might not want to. But then that is why you are educated. That's why you are humans. You should find ways to make them do what you want. You get that is why we went to school. That's why we are educated. That's why my father labored to send me to school. If I try to sell something to you, I don't want to buy it. I try to find ways to make you buy that thing, even if you don't need it. That's why I'm educated. You get so let us just find better ways to make these people listen to us, not by protest. We are smart, we are intelligent in this country. Let's sit down. What can we do? How can we even help ourselves? By not depending on them. At the end of the day, we know that every 4 years they will come back to us and say they need us. So let's wait for us. Let's wait for them there. But before that time, how can we help ourselves? How can we do better? There are people that are thinking they are doing better in this country. They don't. They only have to lobby government to help them. Loan grants. They don't tell government do what we want, do what we want. No, government is not there to do what you want. You put them there to effect changes. Yes, let them do it. Give them time. So protest. Well, I'm not going to say what they're doing is wrong, but I don't believe it's a better way to make things change.
If there's going to be another protest because some people are not comfortable with probably the speech, or some people feel like they are still hungry and the hardship is still much. Some people are protesting due to hardship, hunger, bad governance. Would you be joining the protest if they are going to start it again?
These are what you need in Nigeria. That if these are not is not changed, there will be revolution because things are getting worse day by day. Things are getting worse, and to me, I can't judge Tinubu for just a year because if you look at the protest, it's lopsided. It's lopsided. The north is more is the protest they protest more in the north compared to the south. Are you getting it? I think it's been fuel in the north compared to the south. Tinubu should give him a time to maybe probably 2 years or 3 years. If nothing have been done, that's when things might change and might get out of hand. But upcoming protests, man, everybody is involved. Everybody will be involved.
Everybody is trying to save his or her head. But as it is, the more we close our mouth, the more things get worsened. So it means everybody will stand on their feet. That is the final thing.
Of course, I will, because what I'm thinking is that though it might not affecting us for now, not that it's not affecting us, because we are still little things to eat. What of people that are not seeing anything to eat, that are living in hardship? So if this thing keep on circulating, there's no way it will stop any activities, and then I'm ready to protest.
I will protest, but it's going to be a peaceful protest, like not vandalizing the government properties or fighting. It will be a peaceful movement.
Actually, I'll go. because me normal we are citizens, normal everybody suppose to stand up and protest. It's not good like things are caused everywhere, hardship everywhere, and this hardship did not leave some anybody behind. It's everybody in the citizen, everybody in the country.
Yes, we are going to continue. Yes, we will continue. So let the bad so we need to bad government to move. We need good people to rule us.
To what I'm saying, I think I'll be careful because you don't know what's going to happen. I think I'll rather avoid the protests and stay away in case they start shooting or rioting.
We have received different responses from people in the street. Some people strongly believe that the government is working, and in no time we're going to be seeing the change they have promised. Some others believe that the government is not paying attention to the needs of the people because of food insecurity and due to the increase in fuel price. They want the government to do better. However, the government is not listening, and the speech by Mr. President has proven that the government does not care about them. For this reason, they'll be going back for another protest if within the shortest period there is no response from the government. There are some other people who strongly believe that the government should not be held responsible, but the governors should be held responsible, as some governors don't even operate or live in the states that they are governing. There are people who have given up on this country, saying that Nigeria cannot be better again, and no form of protest is going to be listened to by the government, making reference to the End SARS protest that cost the life of many Nigerians. In all of this, we strongly believe that Nigeria is going to be great, and we're trusting that the government will listen to the cry of the people and implement the changes that they have promised these people, thereby keeping to their word. And this is all we have for you today on Street Smart. For more interesting episodes, follow us across all our social media platforms. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Onyinye Azlofo. And until I see you again, keep watching Street Smart on Union Television.